The road to knowledge is a long one, and ultimately it's never going to end. Sometimes it's going to be smooth, and other times it's going to feel like you're stuck in traffic on a dirt road in the middle of a rainstorm. But in the end, it's what we're all here for. We're here to learn and to teach others what we have learned throughout our lifetime. When we are born, we start off so small and we have so little in the way of knowledge other than our reflexes, etc. Until finally we grow, and so does our knowledge, till eventually we have enough to survive and thrive. There's no such thing as an end to knowledge. You can keep learning forever, but eventually it does become enough to be able to be independent. The big question is not how much we can learn. The question is, how do we learn and why? I'm not sure anybody will really ever be able to answer that question, and luckily for me, I don't have to. I have to talk about how I learn in EM203. I believe that most of my motivation and my approach to learning in general comes from behaviorism. Behaviorism, in a general sense, is rather simple. For example, if one wants to teach their pet how to play fetch, you will start off with a little ball or something that you want them to go and fetch. And then when you throw it and they bring it back, you give them a treat or positively reinforce them with a treat. This will ultimately lead to them learning that this is something that they get positively reinforced for, and they will learn how to play fetch. This is a video of my cat, because everybody loves cat videos, of her playing fetch. We throw a little ball of tinfoil that she loves to play with, and she will bring it back. And when she does, she gets
Good
positively
girl,
reinforced with a
Alice.
treat.
Good girl.
On the other hand of reinforcement is punishment, and sometimes that's an approach that is taken. In this case, it involves a spray bottle. If a cat goes up on top of the counter, for example, and you don't want them to go there, you can spray them with water, which they don't like, and they will learn that this is something they shouldn't be doing. In regards to this course in particular, I find my approach to be behaviorism because of the positive reinforcement I receive. Reading my books or doing my work in general leads to an increase in my knowledge and the understanding of the work, and will then lead to me getting good grades and becoming successful, and this makes me happy. At the beginning of this semester, we learned about the Twitter challenges that we were going to have to complete every week, and I think this is also fueled by behaviorism. Twitter, along with all other forms of social media, are based on positive reinforcement. Making the posts or tweets, etc., leads to retweets, favorites, likes, comments, etc., which in turn leads to a feeling of connectedness. This is a large contribution of how people in today's day and age gain and express their feelings of friendships and intimacy. This is a very important form of positive reinforcement for humans. This is relevant when considering the online community in itself. The feeling that we are all sharing the same learning processes and going through the same challenges makes us feel connected to one another. But in the end, the reason most of us are here is to gain knowledge or receive a good grade, etc. Therefore, we participate in this community and complete the challenges to receive the knowledge that will hopefully result in a passing grade. From the very beginning of school, this is a process we are brought up by. You go to class, you read your books or write your notes, etc. to make the knowledge stick, and you are then tested on your knowledge, and your grades are dependent upon this test. The whole process of school is to receive positive reinforcement from your instructor that you are correctly displaying the knowledge that the course was meant to teach you according to the identified standards. If you can do this, then you get your treat. This course has also done a great job of showing us how this is relevant to real-life situations outside of the specific bookwork. One week, we were instructed to learn a new task. I personally chose to learn how to knit, and it was a very interesting experience. While trying different methods, it was only through getting the correct response that I felt accomplished, or rather felt positively reinforced. Through trial and error, I would have a negatively reinforced response if I completed the task incorrectly, such as in the video where there are holes in my project. And on the other hand, I would have a positively reinforced feeling of accomplishment when I finally grasped it or figured out a method that worked for me. A picture of my final work is displayed here. There are several other examples within this course that result in the display of behaviorism. From the discussion board to the wiki webpage. The discussion board shows us that if we post a question or a concern, the result will be a response from someone who knows how to help us with our problem. This can also be a great place to receive further information on projects or challenges. The assistance we receive will ultimately positively reinforce us with additional knowledge to help us receive our passing grade. Even if you don't personally post in the discussion board, you can also look at what others have said and come up with questions that you didn't even know. In addition, the wiki webpage that we have been instructed to participate on is very helpful. This provided a great way to summarize the learning theories, for example, without having to do them all on our own. We each read a certain portion of our work and collaborated together to create a summary that we could all look at, and from different points of view as well, which was great. In a more general sense of this course, it also allows us to add to our knowledge within learning with technology. I personally have only ever used Twitter a couple of times, and although the weekly challenges may be a piece of cake for some, it's becoming an educational experience for me, as I know it will continue to be as the challenges progress. Although I am completing these challenges to receive the positive reinforcement of the grade, I am also receiving the added knowledge of learning about other forms of social media in detail. I feel that this is also why I chose to display my learning theory in the way of a video. This is only my second time making a video with this program, and it has been a learning experience in itself. I have experienced several displays of trial and error trying to make this video similar to what I envisioned. What kept me going through the process of creating it is that I knew that in the end I would be positively reinforced, first through the completion of my project, and later with hopefully a passing grade. So to sum it all up, I feel that pretty much everything in life is fueled by behaviorism, from teaching your cat how to play fetch to deciding on the degree you want to take for the career for the rest of your life, to teaching your children, to talking to people in general and getting the reinforcements and giving the reinforcements from a simple conversation. I think that that's why I chose to display my learning theory through a video. It was something that involved a lot of trial and error and trying to develop something that I felt was acceptable for what I wanted to display. Ultimately, I was fueled by the positive reinforcement of getting the grade to become successful in this course, but it was also positively reinforcing to complete the project and to learn throughout the project how to use the program, how to relate the idea of behaviorism to my class and to my life, really. I think that behaviorism has a huge effect in life and especially in this course. So, thank you very much for the opportunity of letting me learn this and letting me get to figure out really what I'm fueled by in my learning. I guess I never really thought about it until now.